Do you have plans to put a rental property on the market here in Bowie? Here are some things you need to know.
If you're renting a property in the city of Bowie, one of the requirements is you get a license. And to be properly licensed, we have to do a rental inspection on your property. The rental inspection is going to be concentrated on some of the safety issues we're going to worry about are working smoke alarms, carbon monoxide alarms, functional windows, stairwells at work. The city requires that we have a working smoke alarm on each level, in each hallway, and one in each bedroom. Okay. We also need to have a carbon monoxide alarm on every floor. They can be two different types. You can either have a smoke alarm that is wired in, or you can have a smoke alarm that has a 10-year sealed battery in it. 9-volt battery smoke alarms are no longer relevant. They are illegal. Be checking your HVAC system, and your hot water heater. All hot water heaters have a TPR valve, which is a pressure relief valve. And you see how this one's properly, it's got the extension on it that goes down into the pan, so that if there were an overrush, remember heat rises, so if there was an overpressure, it would vent at the top. This would bring the hot water down to the bottom. Okay, what we're going to do on the hot water heater, we're going to look for any rust around the top. If this were a gas hot water heater, there'd be a flue up here that would vent to the outside. And so it's very important that we don't use this as a shelf. This is the furnace. As you can see, we have a spare furnace filter here, but what we're going to do is we're going to check to make sure that all these pipes are properly installed, that they look like there's no, some of the older pipes are metal. We want to make sure there's no rust on them, that there's no holes in them, that they flow upstairs. Okay. We're also going to check the filter.
All exit doors should be clear of any storage and be easily accessible. Stairwells
are very important. All the railings have to be solid, so that if you need to walk up and down the steps, that you can lean on them. Also, the spindles can't be more than 3 inches wide, because you don't want a small child's head to get stuck between the spindles. So one of the things I'll be interested in is the temperature in your refrigerator and your freezer. I'm not looking inside to see if you have food. I'm looking inside to make sure that what food you do have is properly refrigerated. I'll be turning on the stove and the oven to make sure that they work, and I'll check the temperature on them.
Exhaust fans over the stove should be clean and in working order.
After I check the stove, typically I've turned on the hot water side of the kitchen sink. And because I spent some time, that's where I'll focus on trying to get the temperature on the hot water. Now, while I'm letting the water run, I'm also going to be looking underneath the sink for any type of leaks. When we're in the kitchen, we'll be also checking the floor, make sure that that the floor is solid, that there's no opportunities, missing tiles. I'll be checking the carpet for any rips or tears. And this window opens very easily, stays up. This is what we want. Okay. Now, in the event of a fire, if your window has this feature, and not all do, but most, you have the two items up here. Now, originally this is designed so that you or a member of your family could actually clean the window by opening it up. But if you go to these clips and you pull the window out and you just let it continue to come out, you have this big wide opening here that becomes an escape hatch. The door locks on the interior have to be a thumb turn lock, such as this. You can't have a double key lock. We're going to run the water in the sink. We're going to look down underneath to see if there's any leakage or any watermarks. We're going to make sure the exhaust fan is working to get any moisture out of here after you've taken a shower, so that we don't have a buildup of mildew or mold. The floor's got to be impervious to water, so this is very solid. If any water gets on here, it's just going to settle. It's not going to leak below.
Bath fixtures need to be sealed and watertight.
So we want to make sure that the dryer vent hose is connected and properly vented to the outside. On the wash machine, if it's on the second floor, we want to have the reclamation pan underneath the drain pan so that in the event there's an overflow that it'll catch any water that's there. As we approach the house, you see this beautiful driveway. We're going to look for any corrosion or damaged pavement in the driveway. We want to make sure that all the garage doors are aligned. These are properly fitted. The gutters have to be at a slight angle so that the water flows through them. And they have to be clear. And as you can see, that there's no vegetation here.
For more information, you can call the Code Compliance Office at 301-809-3008. You can also visit our website at cityofbowie.org/codecompliance.